In the fullness of time, God sent his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. God sent his own Son into the world in the fullness of time, and that means the time was exactly right for the mission. Everything had been leading up to that moment according to God's perfect plan. Not one thing was out of place. Every blessing, every calamity, every gift, every heartbreak, every detail made that moment pregnant for God to redeem the world. But that perfect timing was not a one-off event. We serve the God who rules every time and every season. He is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning, the middle, and the end. And Solomon says he makes everything beautiful in its time. This means that things don't just happen. God sends everything when the time is exactly right. He sends the rain at just the right time. He sends hardship. He sends children. He sends silence. He sends sickness and the periods of joy and the periods of loneliness. But he does not send it randomly or capriciously. He sends everything in the fullness of time. He sends it when everything is ready. He sends it in order to make everything beautiful at just the right time. Sometimes the gift is obvious, and sometimes it's a left-handed blessing, a difficulty, a hardship, even a calamity or trouble, meant to teach us faith, meant to teach us to pray for real, to teach us to fight, to teach us to bless our enemies, to teach us to sing and laugh louder. So this means that God has sent us this moment, this time, this season, this year, this election. Or even better, God has sent us into this moment, into this time, into this year. This is not because we in ourselves are equipped for any of this, but this is because Jesus is. By the gift of his Spirit, he comes and he dwells in those who believe in him, such that it is no longer we who live, but Christ who lives in us. And so it is that ever since the first century, God has been in the business of sending his Son into the world to redeem the world. Before the foundation of the world, God determined that we would be born in these days, that we would live at this time, and that he would send his Son to live in us for such a time as this.